Fusion. Fusion cookery. One of my favourite cookeries. I myself am a fusion of two nations. The Germany and the England. That is why you may notice I have a slight German accent. Right, we're going to blend the chili of Texas, New Mexico, Mexico, South America, the flavours of this region with the flavours of my homeland, England, and the stewing of meat over several hours. That's what they both have in common. Chili, of course, spice. We've got flavours like cinnamon, nutmeg, and very importantly cumin. And then with the English stew, we have bay leaf, thyme, parsley, potatoes. Right, so let's have a look at the ingredients. So, we start off with 3 onions. Yes, 3 onions. There's a lot of onions, I know. Lots of garlic, some bay leaves, some star anise. I love star anise. A lime, some parsley, some dark chocolate, tomato puree, some chicken stock, kidney beans, tin tomatoes, honey, Worcestershire sauce, HP sauce. Here we're coming with the British elements. Tomato ketchup. Now, chili flakes, and chili powder, and cayenne pepper. 3 spices. I try to bring in many different spices, as many as you can. If you have some fresh chilies, add fresh chilies. Use as many chilies as you can. Pimenton, aka paprika. Ginger powder. Cinnamon. Nutmeg. Cumin powder, extremely important for the flavours of the Central American regions. So the Texans would add some bourbon to their chili. I am adding some Irish whiskey. And then, of course, the star of the dish. Please, come to me. Good cubes of beef. This is stewing beef. It must have sinew, it must have marbling, it must have much fat element. With sinews of fat, so this breaks down, disintegrates meat. We're then also going to add some potatoes to the end for the last hour of the cooking. Before I put the beef into the stew, I'm going to sear it, get a nice seal on it, as they say in the chef terms, even though it doesn't mean anything, but just to get a nice caramelization, a carbonisation, a covering on the outside. I'm going to cover the beef cubes in some flour. This adds another layer of protection. In Asian cuisine, it's called velveting, I believe. Also, later on, this flour will then thicken the sauce. This pan has been heating up for some time, as has this. There is no oil in it yet, but I'm going to put in some oil now, because we don't put it in while it's getting hot, otherwise you will burn the olive oil. So, in with those onions, in with some oil there, shake off some of the flour. Most people use mince when they make chili. I don't know why. It's just such a shame. Use a good cut of beef. Those have been sweating down. I've removed the beef from the heat. They've got a lovely sear on them. So I'm just going to flambe a little bit of whiskey, not too much. Drink the rest for myself. As is my want, as is my desire, I'm a grown man, I may do this. So, flambeing, we've got a lovely flame on there. Just let that cook down, just to remove the alcohol notes. I've got about 5 bay leaves. It's a lot of bay leaves, but it doesn't fucking matter, yeah? Some star anise, not too much. Ginger powder, let's add some ginger powder. Beautiful. Let's add about a tablespoon of ginger powder. Some cinnamon, this is very powerful. Maybe just half a tablespoon. Cumin powder, good load of that, a good load of that. Maybe a tablespoon. Chili powder, be careful, how do you like it? I'm going to add about half a tablespoon. Chili flakes, about a tablespoon cayenne pepper, about a teaspoon pimenton aka paprika, about half a tablespoon, and there's a bit of nutmeg, not too much, half a teaspoon. Throw those in, let those blend in there. Crushed garlic. Okay, now we're ready to add in our liquids. Tomato puree, always burn off some of the bitter notes at the very beginning. About 2 tablespoons. I'm putting in whole tomatoes. They will break up rather easily. Half a tin of water, using the tin as the water receptacle. First one, we all love this. We all love ketchup. Maybe 2 tablespoons. Worcestershire sauce. Maybe 2 tablespoons. A lovely amount of that. HP sauce, we all love HP. Dollop of this. Come on, you.
Maybe give it a tap, like Frank Bruno style.
Okay, good dollop of that. Honey, I'm going to add in later. Honey is sensitive to heat, so the chicken stock is still frozen. Doesn't matter. Nothing wrong with putting a frozen chicken stock. But what I won't do is I won't add the beef until this frozen chicken stock has melted, until I achieve simmering heat once again. Little thing I learned off Squeaky, good friend Squeaky, a raw yet talented, keen chef. He puts in whole wedges of lime. I love this. I love the rusticity, I love the humility of it, and I just think that's wonderful. A whole lime in there for acidity. Once that's defrosted, I'm going to add the beef, and then we're going to stew it for an hour. After that hour, we will add chili beans, kidney beans. Chicken stock has dissolved. In with this wonderful beef, and now we're just going to simmer that for an hour before adding some potatoes, chocolate, the parsley, the honey, that will then cook for another hour, and the kidney beans. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm going to put the lid on so as not to lose too much moisture, and here we have the bits in the bottom of the pan. If you wish, you can turn on the heat once again and deglaze the pan with some white wine. I just have some white wine left over. I will use that to deglaze the pan. Why not? Just scratching away at the bottom there, just to loosen up those bits, those little nuggets of taste. Reducing it a little bit more, and then into the stew. It's been an hour now. I'm going to add the kidney beans and some potatoes. In with potatoes. In with the kidney beans. Just a note on the kidney beans. Do not buy cheap kidney beans. They should still be whole in their shell. And we're going to be very delicate with these. We don't want to break them. We want them to stay in their protective little casings. It must be a very gentle stir. To add some chocolate. Cut this up. This will add a lovely flavour to the final product. A tiny bit of milk. I love to add milk to my hot dishes just to take away some of the heat. And we're going to add a tiny bit of honey, about a tablespoon, maybe a bit more. Lid back on, please, darling. I'm going to put it for 1 more hour into an oven at about 130 degrees. Okay, so in the end, I actually had to cook it for a lot longer because the potatoes did not cook. Even great chefs such as myself make small errors. Just to finish it off with some butter for some sheen, parsley and thyme, right in at the last minute so as not to completely destroy the flavour of the herbs. And you can see how soft the meat has become. You can see that it really just, I can almost spread it like it's a paste. You know, it just falls apart, crumbles apart. Lovely and tender. Thank you very much. Goodbye.